is in my life, so I hustle.
What's up, YouTube, and welcome to IT Hustle. We will be continuing the series exploring the Blue Team Field Manual. In the last video, we got into vulnerability scanning with Nessus. Today, we will be using an open source vulnerability scanner, OpenVas. So without further ado, let's jump in. So OpenVas. OpenVas, Open Vulnerability Assessment System, originally known as GNessus, is the scanner component of Greenbone Vulnerability Manager, GVM, a software framework of several services and tools offering vulnerability scanning and vulnerability management. So I have linked some resources here. And also just a shout out to the installation instructions by Daniel Bender at the bottom there. Awesome using Docker. Just wanted to give you your props, man. Let's head over to the lab and check out OpenVas. All right, so now we're in the lab. So I have OpenVas set up on my Ubuntu box. So let's go ahead and open that up. We have Greenbone GVM open already. And I'm just gonna dive in and start creating a credentialed scan. Okay, so first step, we're gonna go to configuration up here and then go to credentials, and we're gonna create credentials here. So right here at the top left, this little page, we're gonna click new credential and we're gonna give it a name. I'm gonna call this Windows. Give it a comment of Windows domain. Okay, so username, since we have a domain, I'm gonna include that. There. Set the credentials and save. Okay, so now that credentials are saved, we're going to set up our targets. So we come back over here to configuration and this time select targets. And then we hit the little page button here to create a list of targets. And we'll call this LAN network or something. Okay, so for the host, you can actually choose a file and you can exclude hosts by file if you want, but I'm just going to type in the whole network here. And we're going to take the defaults on this. Now for Windows, since we're going to just target Windows, we can use the Windows credentials here. If you're going to scan for other devices that accept SSH traffic, like Linux boxes or your, your router or your switches or whatever, you can set up SSH for that as well. And we're going to take the defaults on this as well down here and save. Right, so now that we have our credentials and our targets, now let's configure the scan. So we'll come over to scans here at the top, select tasks. And then click the little page button here and select new task. All right, and we're going to call this credentialed scan. Okay, then from the scan targets, we'll choose the drop down, select LAN network. And you can schedule this out, like if you need to do it like once a week, once a month, you know, if you have, you know, certain guidelines you need to follow for like cyber insurance or just whatever your policy dictates for your organization. All right, and we're going to take the defaults on that. So making sure we've got everything good to go. We do, and save. All right, so now that we got that in place, we can go ahead and click Start Scan right here. And it'll begin the credentialed scan. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick a pin in this. Once it's done scanning, we'll come back and review its findings and go from there. So that took a hot minute to complete. Let's click under last report here to look at the results of the scan. And when we click on results, we'll see the different items that were picked up in the scan. And one thing that I found cool, if you hover right over here next to the icon, it'll tell you like what type of remediation fix is out there. Like this one's a vendor fix. This one, the wrench with the circle, there's a workaround to it. And there's one more. Where's it at? Right here. Mitigation. So that's pretty cool. Let's click in one of these vulnerabilities. So this is on the HR machine. You know, it gives us the IP, the file that's checked, the impact, the solution type, vendor fix, all the CVE references, cert, all that documentation to give you information on that vulnerability so you can remediate it. OpenVas also comes with a reporting tool. So if we come over to scans, then reports, click on the scan again, and right here, this download button, download filtered report, and then you can choose which format, be it XML, CVS, IT glue, a PDF, text, or XML. I hope that's IT glue, that'd be pretty sick. And it looks like my keys are sticking. There we go. So I want a PDF one. And once we click on that, downloadable report here, and then it brings out a nice table of contents. It gives you the priority of the vulnerabilities it found with the associated CVSS score, medium, low, and per host that it touches. So nice, open source, free. So awesome tool to have. So that's it for OpenVas, and just like with Nessus, with the information gathered, we can identify vulnerabilities and threats, then prioritize and remediate them accordingly. Going back to the preparation chapter with risk assessment, with the information we gathered with Nessus and OpenVas, we now have some data to work with and prioritize these threats and get them remediated accordingly, just like I just said. So in the next video, we will be getting into some Windows discovery. All resources from this video will be linked in the description. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.
I want the finer things in my life.